Have you ever felt a shadow lurking just behind the veil of our reality? A deep, ancient unease that whispers of things man was not meant to know. Today, we pull back that veil to uncover a story hidden in the very first pages of Scripture. A story of giants, fallen angels, and a rebellion that began long before the world drowned. Before the great flood, before Noah built his ark, the Bible tells us of beings who walked the earth, beings who were not supposed to exist. Genesis chapter 6 describes a chilling event. The sons of God saw that the daughters of man were attractive, and they took as their wives any they chose. From this unholy union a new race was born, the Nephilim, mighty men of old, men of renown. These were not just tall tales or ancient myths. They were the offspring of spiritual beings who abandoned their heavenly posts, defying the very throne of God. They were half angel, half human, a corruption of flesh and spirit, born of lust and a thirst for power. The Nephilim ruled the ancient world with an iron fist. They built cities, they taught forbidden knowledge, astrology, warfare, enchantments, and they were worshipped as gods. The names you know, Baal, Marduk, perhaps even Zeus, might just be different titles for the same fallen bloodline. Their wickedness grew until it saturated the earth, a stench rising to the heavens. God's patience ran out. He sent the flood, not just as a judgment upon mankind, but as a cleansing fire to wipe their abominable influence from the face of the planet. The waters rose, and the giants drowned. Their bones were buried beneath miles of sediment and sea, their names erased from the memory of man. Case closed, right? Not exactly. The book of Numbers throws a wrench in that theory. After the flood, when the Israelite spies scouted the promised land, they came back terrified. Why? And there we saw the Nephilim, they reported, the sons of Anak, who come from the Nephilim, and we seemed to ourselves like grasshoppers, and so we seemed to them. How could this be? How did they survive? The answer is terrifyingly simple. Their bodies of flesh and bone were destroyed, but their spirits, being half celestial, were not human. They couldn't pass on to the afterlife in the same way. Their essence remained, trapped on the earthly plane, wandering, restless, and seeking a new home. These are the beings the ancients called unclean spirits, the disembodied, tormented souls of the Nephilim. Think about the words of Jesus himself. When he cast out demons, he gave us a crucial insight. When an unclean spirit goes out of a person, it passes through waterless places seeking rest and finding none. These are not just random evil forces. They are the lingering spirits of the giants, the children of the fallen angels. They never left, and here is the core of the prophecy. They will rise again, not as giants of flesh and blood, but as masters of deception. In these last days, as the spiritual atmosphere weakens, their influence is growing stronger. They won't return with loud roars and clubs, but with subtle, insidious power, political, technological, and spiritual. They will influence world leaders, corrupt entire nations, and orchestrate the same rebellion that nearly destroyed the world once before. The ancient, forbidden knowledge they once taught will return, repackaged for a modern audience. It will be called science without morality, intelligence without wisdom, and progress without God. We see it all around us. Scientists are pushing the boundaries of DNA, attempting to rewrite the very code of life. Humanity is racing to merge with machines, chasing the dream of digital immortality. It's the same lie whispered in the Garden of Eden. You will be like gods. But behind this scientific ambition, the same ancient spirits are stirring. The fallen angels that once walked among men now whisper through fiber optic cables and inspire breakthroughs in laboratories. The Nephilim are not just coming back. They are awakening from within our own civilization. When the book of Revelation describes a swarm of locusts rising from the abyss, this isn't just poetry, it's a prophecy of a hybrid army. Listen to the description. They had faces like human faces, but hair like women's hair, and teeth like lions' teeth. These are not creatures of this world. And their king? A fallen angel named Apollyon, the Destroyer. This will be the final stand of the Nephilim bloodline, when their disembodied spirits unite once more with corrupted flesh to wage a final war against the Creator. It sounds hopeless, but heaven is not silent. As the darkness swells, the light of the Lamb shines brighter. When the world unleashes its counterfeit gods and hybrid monsters, the one true King will return. The same Jesus who crushed the serpent's head in the garden will crush the giants under his feet. The armies of heaven will stand against the armies of the abyss, and this time the rebellion will be extinguished for good. The Nephilim will not rise again. They will be cast into the lake of fire, their names and their rebellion erased for all eternity. You may not see them with your eyes, but you can feel their influence. The growing unrest in the world, the spirit of rebellion against all authority, the insatiable thirst for power and forbidden knowledge. These are the signs of their awakening. But for those who walk in the light of Christ, there is nothing to fear. No matter how powerful the darkness becomes, it can never ever overcome the light. So, guard your heart, stay awake, and be discerning. Do not be mesmerized by the false brilliance of a world that promises godhood. The same spirits that promised power in the ancient world will lead millions into eternal chains. And when the world once again bows down to giants, heaven will answer with thunder. Because this time, the judgment will not come with water, it will come with fire. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into one of Scripture's most profound mysteries. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this truth.